You know what? You want to talk about Mass Effect?
Yeah, I can get into it a little bit.
Well, because you're the only one out of us that have played those games, let alone all three of the main trilogy.
Yeah, so my journey began a long, long ago. Actually, the first time I ever played it was when the third one came out. Jason, remember Jason?
I remember Jason.
He was just kind of like, yeah, like what kind of games do you like to play or whatever? Mm-hmm. Like, do you like shooters? I was like, yeah, I like shooters. So then, yeah, he gave me he let me play Mass Effect 3 for a bit, and I didn't think much of it. It was the only time I ever played it.
Yeah.
Until like 8 years later, or not 8, Jesus Christ, maybe like a couple of years later.
Something like that.
During the Calamity Matrix days, my old singer, we're still friends, but like,
Yeah.
he was a huge Mass Effect fan. Like that was his favorite thing at the time. So I was like, all right, I'll give this a shot. So I played the first one, beat it, and I was like, that was okay. But then I didn't think about it like for a while, and then I deleted my save. Because the cool thing about these games is you can import your character from the last one and then like continue it.
Okay.
So you like all your speech, because like you have to, like they're called like Renegade and Paragon. It's like good and like bad basically.
Okay.
And you have to like speech check some things, and you can't unless you transferred your save.
Gotcha.
And like kept raising it up, But yeah, I deleted my original Mass Effect 1 save, and then I started 2. I had to make a new character, and that's how I learned, because I couldn't speech check like a certain point, and it got like one of my squad members killed, and I was upset.
Oh, shit.
I was like, are you kidding me? Because I couldn't fucking speech check it.
Yeah.
So then I beat the second one by itself, and then I was like, okay, I need to do all of them, like all 3. So I played all of them again, most recently, because they re-released them,
Yeah.
like updated, whatever, Legendary Edition, on my computer. 50 hours for all 3 of them, and I finally finished. So 5 times I've beaten one of these games.
And what's
Goodness.
the general consent? Do any of them go in your top 10 games of all time?
Not top 10, but if I was to like maybe extend it to 20, because 2, the second one is like bar none the best one.
Okay.
That's the one I think everyone pretty much agrees has it all, because the first one is like kind of okay,
Yeah.
but it's really bogged down by like the stupid car you have to drive, and it's like much more open, and it's really not fun navigating these things.
Yeah.
And like trying to find where you have to go. It's just such a pain in the dick.
Ow.
But like the story is pretty good. Like the whole time you're trying to like prove that this one guy isn't who he says he is. So you're trying to find evidence to like bring him down, and that's all cool.
Yeah, like Mystery Inc. stuff. It's
Yeah,
Scooby
but
and the gang.
yeah, 2 is when shit gets like really good. That's when you bring in the elusive man, who is voiced, I can't remember his name, but he was the uncle in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Martin Sheen.
Uncle Ben. Yeah, Martin Sheen voices this guy.
Huh.
And yeah, he's really good. Seth Green voices Joker, which is like the guy who drives the ship
Oh, nice.
and everything. So there's like a couple like really like recognizable like voice actors.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 has like all the RPG stuff. You have to re-find all your party members, and they all have their own like story you have to do to like get them loyal to you, and then they get like their powers, like the superpower or whatever.
Yeah. Power of friendship.
And it's also the way you save them, because if you don't gain their loyalty, they'll die at the end, which I found out the hard way, because I couldn't fucking speech check one of them, and I was so goddamn upset.
So you let an innocent person die, then, is what you're saying.
I didn't let them. The game wouldn't let me save them. It wouldn't let me save them. Because, I didn't have enough Paragon. Fuck off, dude. But yeah, and then you get to the third one, and that one is much more combat focused. So like the other like two, it kind of was, but like the third one, it's like combat takes center stage.
Gotcha.
And it's like the funnest to shoot in this one. Their heads actually blow off with the sniper. It's awesome.
Oh damn.
It's fun. It's fun to play.
Yeah.
But then the problem comes with like the story, and I'm sure you heard about the ending. How like Mass Effect 3 is like infamously probably like one of the worst endings to any game ever.
Yikes.
There's even like you remember the Ego Raptor video where he like teamed up with like where they like talking about how like the ending sucked, so they all made their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad. But they did like an extended cut or whatever, which they included in the Legendary Edition, and it still isn't that great.
Oh.
Because the whole time it's like, your choices really matter. Everything you do in the first two games, like you can like save people, or like you choose whether to save a whole race or let them die, and all that comes to play again later, which again like really elevates the game's replayability, I think. Yeah. Because you can play it in so many different ways. But by the end of the third game, none of that matters. It ends so abruptly and so like haphazardly, and it's so much worse than the original. It's crazy.
Damn.
Like, you literally get to like the ending, a couple of people die, and then like it like fucking like cuts to like credits basically. Like it ends so quickly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then did Andromeda come after that?
Yeah, Andromeda was only like a couple years ago. So like I think 3 was 2010 or 2012, and Andromeda was like 2018 or something. So
yeah,
it was a while. I haven't played it, but my friend who was like really loves Mass Effect said like, you should play it, but don't, because it's like open world basically. Yeah. And he was like, ignore all that shit, just like do the story. So I might play it, but like Donkey really hates it. So.
Yeah, that's my only frame of reference is what Donkey thinks. Again, I haven't played the Mass Effect game, so I don't really have a whole lot of stake in what other people have to say about it. So I haven't gone out of my way to look up reviews. But if you like the first couple, maybe after Breath of the Wild, I can get into those. But
honestly, I'd say so, because it's a very story like based game. I like your companions. And the races, there's like so many different races, and like I said, you can choose to save one of them or fucking let them die. Yeah. And like, there's so much you can do about them. Can you bang? You can romance. Yes. You can romance.
Yes.
Which I did not do, because I honestly don't know how.
Well, first you gotta buy them a drink.
They say you gotta like talk to them, but I tried to talk to them and I didn't get any like, I don't know how to do it, so I didn't.
You don't have any Mass Effect Riz?
No. Son of a Shepherd did not have any.
Is that what you named your character?
Yeah.
Oh, well, because it's your name is Shepherd, right?
Yeah, your last name is You're Commander Shepherd.
So technically, you're son of a shepherd.
You choose your first name, so I said son of a. So it was son of a shepherd.
That's really good. Yeah, I don't think anyone's allowed to play Mass Effect anymore. I think you did it. I think you did it. You had platonic relationships with all of your crewmates, and you had the best name. So good on you, man. Yeah, I mean, good space game, good RPG. I'm putting my hand in a sleeve of another hoodie in my closet, by the way. So that's why it looks like I'm attached to an elephant.
Yeah, and they're making a fifth one, and I don't know much about it, but like I don't know if they're ignoring Andromeda and just trying to go back, because you see, I guess one of your companions from the original 3 is like in that trailer. Oh, and I don't know if they show up in Andromeda. So they might be ditching that and like going back to, the one that everyone likes.
Which would be interesting. But I feel like Andromeda followed a different character anyway, right?
It did, yeah.
So that might be for the best. I think BioWare needs to they need to earn everyone's trust again.
Yeah, because it's space. It's like a whole universe. So like, there's so many. It's like Star Wars, you know. It's like so many like stories you can tell.
Yeah, or it's like One Piece a little bit.